Initially, when antibiotics was come along after the Second World War, there was no clinical trials really. They had this stuff. They gave it to soldiers who'd been, injured, and they got better. And they went, well, these people would normally have died, but now they got better. That was the extent of the clinical trials on the antibiotics. There weren't people jumping up and down going, you can't use 6 people's observational study, that's just ridiculous. But just going back to the original point, to say anecdota, the pro of anecdota is not data, actually was the technique used by the tobacco industry to denigrate the people who were saying that smoking causes lung cancer.
Right.
Because doctors were seeing smokers getting lung cancer and going, you know what? Everybody we see that gets lung cancer was a smoker. And the tobacco industry said, you can't say that. The plural of anecdote, they're not data. And in fact, they changed it around. And now that has become the cry of the medical profession, which is absolutely ridiculous. Of course, you as a doctor, you do stuff with people, you see what happens to them, and you learn from that. That's medicine. That the rest of it is weird statistical manipulation.
Yes, and it may or may not be useful at all. What is much more useful to a doctor is his own clinical experience. So what we have done here with hydroxychloroquine and with ivermectin over the past 18 months is to say that doctors who have successfully treated patients with hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin in fact did not successfully treat patients with hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin. To just deny the existence of what actually occurred. And once again, the problem with both of these drugs is they're just not expensive enough.
Oh yeah, well, when the original swine flu came along, and I think it was Roche who had Tamiflu, and the UK government, I don't know what happened in the States, but the UK government spent 1.5 billion pounds sterling, which is about $2 billion, stocking up on this stuff. Roche refused to let anyone see the results of their clinical trials. They still have. The British Medical Journal took them on and has been fighting a battle for over 10 years to get them to release the data. Because what it looks like is
it doesn't do anything.
Absolutely nothing whatsoever.
Absolutely nothing.
Well,
antiviral medications of that type don't do anything. They don't do anything. But they do have the advantage of being very, very expensive.